Hi all, this is Prashant. Welcome to Hit F5. The topic that has attracted major media attention this week is the death of two precious lives, the elephant and its yet to be born baby. While this has created public outrage around India, if there is any state that is heartbroken and mourning its death, it's Kerala and the people there. Now there is so much hate mongering going on in social media circles to demonize Kerala as a state. Let's rewind back and understand the connection between elephants and Kerala as a state. Kerala and elephants have historic connections. Many prominent temples in Kerala own elephants, many of which are donated by devotees. Elephants are core part of ritual worship in famous Guruvayur temple, which owns more than 60 elephants. The world's only elephant palace is constructed in Punnathur Kota, 3 kilometers from Guruvayur temple, to house the temple's elephants. A famous elephant named Guruvayur Keshavan belonged to this temple. The ones that are owned by government get full retirement benefits after they reach age 65. Kerala government emblem is decorated with 2 elephants, which means that all government assets like buses, office buildings, websites, etc. will have this emblem. In a nutshell, there is no Kerala without its magnificent elephants, and people of Kerala have deep-rooted connection with it. Last but not the least, when an elephant dies, in Hindi you may say Hathi mar gaya. In English, you say, oh, the elephant died. In Kerala, it is considered as less respectful to the departed soul just to say it died. The term used here is Ana Charinyu, meaning the elephant moved in a slantwise direction. Of course, there are problems that these elephants face too. Many of them go through physical and psychological stress due to noise pollution and long-standing temple rituals. But remember, Kerala is a true democracy where people don't shy away from asking tough questions. These issues are well discussed and debated by the concerned officials. Now, getting to the topic at hand, I'm appalled at the hate campaign that is going on during these COVID-19 times. BJP leader and former Union Minister Menaka Gandhi, an animal rights activist, made several wild accusations about the people of Malappuram without substantiating them with evidence. Note that Malappuram is a Muslim majority district bordering Palakkad. She was heavy-handed in pointing out the Malappuram connection here. Recent investigations suggest that this incident did not happen in Malappuram, but it was in Thiruvidampuzham, Palakkad. Menaka ma'am, please go try pronouncing that. It is Thiruvidampuzham, Palakkad. Note that Ms. Gandhi is a self-described environmentalist and an animal rights leader in India. She doesn't have a cabinet minister portfolio as Modi government sidelined her this time. If you remember, one might wonder if it is just a cheap tactic to gain back that attention. Now, since Ms. Gandhi poked her nose into the affairs of Kerala, it's time to show some dismal numbers that her own constituency, Sultanpur UP, shows. The important thing to note here is that Kerala reports almost all such incidents, and UP doesn't report most of these incidents, and hence the actual numbers of this constituency may be tenfold than what you're seeing here. Ms. Gandhi will be doing a big favor to herself by publicly apologizing for her bigotry. Likewise, Union Minister Mr. Prakash Javadekar has his portfolio: Minister of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, Information and Broadcasting, and Heavy Industries and Public Enterprises. What a long title. Now, a person handling such a long and decorated list of portfolios finds all the time in the world to tweet such a communally bigoted message, trying to put Malappuram and Indian culture in the same tweet. How is he going to correct himself, given that there are credible reports ruling out Malappuram from the equation? Well, guess what? He's not even going to care about it because he's already done this damage, right? Now, switching focus to our beloved movie stars and cricketers who have been tweeting about this incident. I stand with them in general in expressing all the sentiments, and it is absolutely heart-wrenching to think about what the elephant had to go through. My problem with the celebrity tweets is not the exact content of their tweet, but the hypocrisy they show by selectively tweeting about topics that they feel safe about. While the whole country was grappling with COVID situation and migrants, including pregnant women and children, barely made it back home, empty stomach, what were they actually tweeting and Instagramming? Most of them were busy putting out cool workout videos and makeup videos. Bollywood celebrities who are deeply concerned about this particular incident are ignoring what's going on in their own backyard. Yes, the city of Mumbai, the maximum city, right? Which has around 20% share of the full India COVID 19 cases. Unfortunately for Mumbai, the worst is yet to come as many healthcare workers are leaving Mumbai fearing their life. Kerala and most of the southern states rejected communal or religion based politics a long time back. And if some folks in the center think they can change anything going forward, it is only going to backfire. New Delhi also rejected this idea by re-electing Mr. Arvind Kejriwal based on his merits. Kerala model has been in limelight for quite some time, and the likes of BBC and Guardian did interviews of Kerala Health Minister, ignoring the elitist Delhi-based health ministry. As Rajdeep Sardesai coined the phrase, "What Kerala thinks today, India thinks tomorrow." The administration does both hard work and smart work like a well-oiled machine, and it is natural that some bigots would want to score some brownie points by hate mongering to gain prominence, like what Maneka Gandhi is trying to do here. Nitpicking Kerala every time for some communal issues has become a fashion for the center. But as we have seen already, people have got used to it, tired of it, and want some more creativity from that end. The most latest reports about this incident suggest that the pineapples filled with firecrackers are used as a snare for catching wild boars, and nobody fed these to the elephants intentionally. The animal must have found it lying somewhere and must have consumed it herself, not knowing what lies ahead of her. As I end this video, India is a big country. While I pray for the justice for these precious souls, there are countless people and animals mercilessly killed on various grounds on a daily basis. Media should show some restraint in selectively sensationalizing some issues that can create communal tensions like this. Thank you very much, folks. If you are not subscribed to this channel, please do so now. Thank you.